And as David, and no true word spoken, David. As you said, you can't do it. You're right, you can't do it. Unless you are trained in photography, you're just so good. Because I can look at images, I look at thousands of them. I know when it was professionally taken and when the designer took them and if they used an Instamatic or whatever they did. Sometimes it looks like they used a Polaroid. I'm like, where is this coming from? I don't get it. So, anyway, we'll start with that. Yes, and use all affordable avenues of marketing. What can you afford? I held up this book from blurb.com. Okay, I want to share this quick experience because I think it's really important. I'm in the front lines. I'm out there. Yes, iPad, fantastic. You can thumb through and look at all these pretty images. Nice color. It's great. You jump on websites. It's delicious. But what are you leaving behind? And what if you're, what if you don't have something there? I can tell you when I've gone to networking meetings, when I want to have a leave behind, when I want to show somebody that it's not just images that were actually a tangible business, something in print still makes a difference. And the best firms that I represent do have things. This book was phenomenal. I paid my graphic designer to put together the image. Getting the images was really hard. I got to tell you, that was painful. It took us months. It was $75 to print them, and I got a quantity of 10. So it was about $750. The feedback, I'll tell you, which is now on order and I can't show it to you, was a smaller 7x7, which we've now ordered, and that's running us about $14 a copy. Okay, so you decide what your budget can be. The person whom I'm very, very fond of, Denise McGaha, am I saying right, McGaha or McGaha? McGaha. You say McGaha, I say McGaha. Just call me. I love her book. This is amazing. I'm not even going to ask how much she spent on it, but she spent a fortune for it. It's impressive. This is great. It makes a statement. Listen, we're in a tactile business. If you're showing textiles, you're touching the textile. Here's this beautiful, I'll feel this silk, or do you like the nub on this? This is going to be great, or won't this be wonderful to sit on? We want to get people engaged in what we're doing. This engages people. Yes, you can thumb through the iPad, and I want you to have that as a backup, but I want you to have something like this too. I'm sure this is well over $100 to print. It's really thick paper, really fun design. She did it. $75. Okay, $75. So go talk to her. She got it. But point being is, these are still relevant. And think about it too. You are probably going to be competing with someone else, and when you're going through interviews, someone has a great lead behind. Even if you're not giving it $75, I wouldn't say give it to them. Say, listen, I need to pick it up when you're done. When we're done, but I want to get it back. It says something. And when you're comparing 1, 2, and 3, it's not always apples to apples. They like you for different reasons. They have a visceral reaction. They love Denise's dog. They love Cheryl's haircut. Who knows what it is. Then they're going to go to price. Then they're going to go to timing. They're going to go to a variety of things. I don't know what they're going to choose. Neither do you. And that's why I think having all the tools at your resources is useful. Is print advertising dead? How many people say yes? How many people say no? Let's do yeses. Who says print is dead? One hand, a couple hands. Nobody's going too high. Nobody's getting enthusiastic. More coffee, please. Bring it in. Print. If you ask the print advertisers, they say print drives digital. Okay, but I got to tell you, everywhere I see, wherever I go, there's always magazines, and I see people thumbing through them. So I don't think print is dead. Do I think you should run out right now and do an expensive ad campaign? Not necessarily. All I wanted to illustrate is that I spent money on all that national, regional, local ads. I tested things in the Hamptons, spent $15,000, to get a couple ads and prints and this and that. Nothing. Big fat zero. We got one phone call. Where's that red pillow from? My favorite phone calls. No, I didn't hang up on her. I wanted to. Somebody else took the call and I said, send it to the designer and let him deal with it. Because we knew who the designer was, but of course he said no, which was the appropriate response. Yes, it does do some branding. It did build some awareness. I did get some phone calls from the trade, which was nice. And that's fine because I do want to get it out there. But was it worth $15,000 worth of awareness? I'm not convinced of it. If you have the right publication, it's the right market, it's your target audience, and you can afford a really great full-page ad, go for it. There are different, and do your homework and do your research, and do not, whatever you do, listen to the salespeople. They are friendly for a reason. I can always say, as I tell people, I joke, I go, when you go to a party and you go to any kind of industry event, and you can always tell the editors from the publishers, right? Because the editors are grimacing over here, and look like they just ate a sour orange, and or a lemon, and they don't want to talk to you, and they originally give you a card, and the publishers are like, oh, I'll get you a champagne. It's not fun. You know, they want to sell you ad space. But take their information and do your research around. That's actually one of the best resources I found for my bang for my buck, interesting from like advertising and Miranda, was Interiors magazine. I got a very favorable rate, and from a national perspective, people paid attention. Just as enough why, but it was a dramatic price difference. I only mention it because it was dramatic price difference. So, anyway, do not ignore those things. And yes, you need to do social media. Yes, you know, I can go down the list. Everything that you're aware of, it's all like in a marketing wheel. You're going to have to do a little piece of it, because when I looked at where all my leads were coming in from, a few from here, a few from here, a few from here, a few from here, a few from here. And when things have gotten slow with my media-related things, I'm getting referrals from networking. My networking is still my most important resource. Denise and I met at a Luxury Marketing Council event in Dallas, and just a year ago, in fact. And I was speaking at that event on a luxury marketing panel. And I was very involved with that organization for many years. And it's getting in front of people. This is a people business. And see, that's one thing that I can't emphasize enough. Yes, how we find you and how we get awareness, there are many ways. Yes, and that's where the digital world is exceptional. But you still gotta like them, and they still gotta like you. And it's the person who you have a relationship with. It's the real estate agent that you've had lunch with again and again and again, that you've invited to a holiday party, that you've done stuff. That's where the next rock and referral is going to come from. And that's going to be solid. When that person comes in, it's going to be a different kind of referral. It's going to come with a reference from somebody. I know that I have lectured over decades saying, oh, just don't wait for the phone to ring, which is true. Get out there. And I probably said, people go, oh, my business is built on referral. Well, I kind of scoffed at that. I'm turning my scoff around right now, because you know what? It's changed. It's changed. That referral is super important because of the proliferation of all this damn social media. Because anyone thinks, oh, by the way, I just did add a little to the mountaintop house that we're trying to build. She thinks she's she's a fashion designer, but she thinks she's a designer. Yeah. She thinks she's building the house. I just want to slap her. It's like, no, you're not. Your brother is, and it gets me angry, because I'm right there for you. I really am an advocate, just going, what do these people think? They're not thinking, and the arrogance behind it too, the sense of entitlement that comes with it, it's driving me crazy, and I don't know where, it's not ending, it's only getting worse. That's the bad part about it. So yeah, you know what? It is about referrals. But all these other things you still need to do. You just decide how proportionate it's going to be to your marketing budget and what you're actually going to do yourself, and do the things you really enjoy. Okay? Any questions about anything I've touched on? No? Okay. So,
Instagram seems to be kind of taken, and
sure.
That kind of photography, I'm seeing a lot more of it.
Absolutely.
Taking pictures in those modes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about doing stuff like that? Is it, as far as on your...
That's a really great, and it's a fast question. I love those. Okay, what do I think about Instagram? What do I think about that as photography? That's great. Doing something, you're snapping, oh, I got this amazing speaker today, you take a picture of me and post it everywhere, which is a great idea. I want to see, you can Twitter, do not take a phone call, but you can Twitter about me, anything you want right now, okay? Favorable, of course. Exactly, Lloyd JP, LLOID JP. Thank you. Thank you for asking. Okay, it's fine for this. It's fine for real time, going to a museum, going to this, going to that, going for whatever. It is not fine for your portfolio. That's what I'm sorry I didn't clarify. I'm talking portfolio. When you've got a great project or any project, if you want to show it to somebody, get it properly photographed. That's the bottom line. Yes, and then we're weaving in everything else. I really appreciate that clarification. Anything else?